are you doing today?
Oh, I'll tell you, Jenny, it's been a long day. I didn't get to sleep till after 5. I had so much work things on my mind. It just wouldn't stop. So I'm tired today. How you doing? You're doing great, what I can see.
Yeah, I just got up, so it's not too bad now.
You need to go to
Uh, it's 8:30 in the morning.
Oh, wow. Oh gosh, can't even imagine that right now. I need to get a good night's sleep.
Yeah. So, Carol, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Where do you come from, and what's your story?
Well, oh, it's a long one, but I'll see if I can sum it up real quick. I was born and raised in New Jersey, in northern New Jersey, Wayne, New Jersey. But my father, his family, they actually hail from Texas. So I'm a Yankee with Southern blood. So you don't want to get me mad. Um, lived a pretty traumatic childhood. Oh, sister wanted me dead, the whole 9 yards. It was awful. Parents were divorced when I was 8. Went through, let's say, I had 5 stepmothers and 2 stepdads through my life. My life was really
Mm,
crazy. First marriage, I mean, that rebel that all the girls wanted, right? Big mistake, huge. So wound up having 2 kids from him. We were in Illinois, but he kidnapped the kids, took them to California. That was an ordeal. Um,
uh-huh.
Eventually, then got remarried. That was pretty good for 13 years. It was successful. However, he wound up passing away. So now I have 4 girls because I had 2 from the rebel to begin with, also. And so he passed away, got remarried a few years after that. And both of us were tired of working with corporate America jobs. So we hit the road, actually. Sorry. No, things never stop. Anyway, so we hit the road and we got to travel all over the United States, delivering new bobtails, freezer trucks, bobtails, I said that, yeah, garbage trucks, Class 8 motorhomes, I mean, you name it, anything huge like that. We both would pick up a unit and we would drive to wherever it needed to go to throughout the United States. So that was really fun and I loved it. And it was a photographer's dream because I was also a professional
Yeah.
photographer. I got, yeah, I
Wow.
got to take pictures all over the country. I have a site, for all my pictures, and I haven't even gotten a tenth of what I have up on it. I just don't have time. So when he died in 2014, so did my dad and sister. By then, everybody was gone. My mom and family and all dad's family, just gone. And I was the next on the chopping block, is how I felt. So I had a real hard time with that. I really did. I
Mm,
really went pretty quick and had some bad issues. But I pulled up my bootstraps, got the Jersey backbone up, and decided this isn't going to happen. I said, I've got to do something. And that's when I found online marketing. And I'll tell you what, it's been a blessing and a half. I had spent so much money doing this program and that program, nothing jiving together, no hands-on training. They say, oh yeah, go watch this video, go do this or that lesson. And you can't just flip someone off like that, especially when you're spending a lot of money. But there are so many out there that's exactly what they do. But
yeah.
once I what I'm doing now, everything is coming together. I'm doing wonderfully. I foresee a good, solid retirement future now, and I couldn't be more excited and happy where I am today.
So when did you start working online?
I start well, shoot. I mean, through the years, once in a while, I'd dabble at something, come across, hey, make $3,000, just do this, and
Mm,
you go and spend the big bucks and all that kind of garbage. Um, but I really started getting serious was again after my husband had died in 2015. Had a few setbacks just because of the emotional drain of everything I was going through and all that loss. So I lost a little time then. But I think it was somewhere in 2016 where I really started getting serious with it and found the school that we're involved with. And now all these new programs and everything that's being put together with Browne University, I mean, I do this full time every day, more than full time. I probably work a good 14, 16 hours a day in a 24-hour clock. So, but there's a lot of work to do. I mean, there's a lot that you have to do behind the
Yeah.
scenes to be successful.
Yeah,
But,
that's what people underestimate. They think you just, do like 2 hours a day and that's it. But it's a lot of work, actually.
it is to get where you want to get the income that you want to have. It just all depends on what you're willing to settle at, or if you want even bigger goals. It's really an individual preference. Myself, my father was millionaire plus. So it's like I've always had that dream, always had that carrot in front of me. And Dad never would share any of his money with his family or whatever. He was always, since I was a little kid, you want that, go out, get a job and earn it. I've heard that all my life. So I have a challenge in front of me to beat his income. And that's what I'm out to prove I can do. So, yeah, it takes a lot of work. If you want
definitely.
just a nice average, monthly income, it's pretty easy. I'd say a few hours a day, you'd be fine. But no, I just have bigger goals for myself. And I got the time to do it. Both my husbands have passed away, and it's just me now. So I've got the time and the heart to put into it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's your own drive.
Yeah, that's awesome. What do you think about personal development? Does it really help you moving forward in your business?
Absolutely. Yes. There is so much about personal development that is so important that people don't understand. They come on, they try to sell whatever it is they've got, and they don't understand they're not the only one selling that. There are hundreds of thousands of people selling the same or not the same type of products that you have. You've got to be able to distinguish yourself between them and you. Who are they going to trust, know, and like more? You or the other person. Hence, that comes in your personal branding, letting people know who you are, telling your story, being straight with them, helping them, being there for them, giving hands-on support. You've got to let people know that this is what you do, and it's what you stand for, and that it's your pride at stake, and you want to help, and this is what you're here for. Who you are as a person. You've got to show that you're better than the next. Right.
But when you show your real you, then people relate to you better, right?
Right, exactly. They understand who you are, where you're coming from. They have to get to know that they can trust you, that you're not out there spamming people, throwing them with links. Come buy this from me. Come buy that from me. It's just so wrong. They don't understand. And the internet is poised so perfectly right now. And over the next few years, we'll all see it. More and more people will be branding who they are first. So everyone will know who it is that they are buying from. They will have a following. They will build a reputation. And now is the time to start doing this. Because like I said, within the next several years, the internet will be built primarily that way if you're there to make a relationship and have a business and do these sorts of things. You have to build yourself and your relationship with them first. It's just that simple.
So do you have any more tips for people who are actually thinking about starting an online business or just starting out?
Oh, absolutely. The first thing they have to do is learn how to brand themselves. They need to know and understand how to create an audience for themselves. They need to learn how they can connect with people. They need to learn as much information as they possibly can to do things the right way through social media, because if they don't, even if they have a niche they want to sell, the sales won't be there. And if they want that, they want to be successful. They've got to know everything they can know. They have to understand social media. They have to understand that people have got to know you. You know, it's the model that we have. We've got your backs. B for branding, A for audience, C for connection, K for knowledge, and S for sales. We've got your backs. That's our motto here at Branding University.
Yes. Yeah. I think it makes it hard sometimes because the uplines are not teaching stuff like this. They just tell you that what's happened to me. They just tell you put your product pictures out there and people are gonna come and buy.
And then they wonder why they're not, right?
Yeah. And they're sitting there thinking, why is no one's gonna buy from me?
Right. You know, they know Sally Jane down the street has been doing it longer than you have, so he's going to walk down there and buy from her, you know?
Yeah. I think that strategy worked when the internet first came out, but now it's different because there's just so many people doing the same thing. Like you said, you just have to, be different, differentiate yourself from us.
And every one of us has got a different quality of some kind. And there are so many people out there that are exactly like you, or exactly like me, or exactly like the lady next door. You know, we have these humongous followings that we don't even realize, because there's only, well, they actually say, I think it's like there's actually 7 or 10, I don't know, something like that, different character facials even in the world that we're all different poised from. You know, so even our visuals, people with same characteristics and even looks at times will tend to pull towards people that they feel, hey, she's kind of like me, you know, I want to learn more from her. And by golly, you better be there so that they can learn more from you. And the more straight you are with people and the honest you are with people, the more they do relate to you, that, hey, they're human, you know, and I like them. They kind of look like me a little bit, you know. So it's kind of a visual game and that sort. But then there's also the aspect of being straight with people, where I've been in sales all my life, okay? And I always was like top of the line, had the best sales, you know, created the best percentage of sales places. And everyone would always ask me, or, you know, my bosses, how do you do this? You know, I said, I don't know. I just talk to them. And, you know, there wasn't a lot of this branding or inspirational stuff way back then when I did it. But it was, what I was doing then is exactly what we're teaching now for online. And that is, every client I'd go to, even if they were new, I'd sit and chit chat with them. I'd get to find something in common with us, have something to talk about in common. They begin to trust you. You don't push something down their throat. You only offer what you think that they might be interested in. You don't grab them by the jugular and try to push down the greatest, biggest, strongest program you have. You can't do that. People will back off from that. You've got to be, well, take baby steps with every person that you meet and that you deal with. You've got to understand them as well as them understanding you. You've got to take the time to see what their needs are. Where are they hurting? Where do they need help? What's their why for wanting to do what they're doing? These things are so important to find out, and you're going to only find that out if you connect with people and you talk to people. It's just that simple. It's a people program. You know, you want to succeed, you have to be able to succeed with people to begin with.
Yeah, that's what I find good about the personal branding, because if you put yourself out there, the really true self, you know, then only people who can actually relate to you come to you. Because, like, people always think when they first start they have to recruit everyone. Like, it doesn't matter how old they are, where they're coming from, you know, but it's like, you don't have to recruit everyone. You can, you know, just recruit people you actually want to work with, or they are a good fit for you. And if you brand yourself, you're actually pre-qualifying people, because only the people who are actually interested in really working with you, they will come to you.
Exactly.
So that's it's a big point as well.
Yes, and you've learned that quite well, and I've been watching, and you're doing fantastic, Jenny. I'm so proud of, you know, how far you've come. I remember when
Thank
you
you.
first needed to do a video, and you're like, Carol, I'm so scared. I said, Jenny, just do it. She said, okay. And look at you now today.
Yeah.
You're
So,
doing
do you
wonderful.
have any for people who are actually scared of doing video?
The only thing you can do is just do one. I mean, it doesn't matter if you go on there and just say good morning, afternoon or evening or whatever it is. I said, I just thought I'd bop on. I'm going to try to start doing some videos, and this is my first. So I hope I do okay, and just something light and direct like that. Honesty. Just go on there, be honest, and shoot. It's a wonder, and it's amazing when you do that first one, how much it'll break the wall for you. And then if they want to come join us, we have bullet points, like a video challenge that takes you 30 days, gives you a simple little topic, sort of like what I mentioned, to talk about each day. And it really, really helps you break the ice.
Yes.
This is just one of the free things that we have in the university. But it's simple to get over. It really is. And anybody can do it.
Yeah, that's what I found after these 30 days. You just become so confident, and you're actually having fun doing it.
Yeah. I mean, now it's like, one of our girls, I'm sure you know, she got stung by hornets, and I was talking to her online about it, and she says, Carol, it hurts so bad. I said, Jenny, go do a video. We can't when I look so terrible. I said, exactly. Go and tell people about it. And she did fantastic with it because, you're out there pouring your heart out, being honest, showing people who you really are. And that just, I can't drum that in enough. Being yourself, who you are, is the most important thing. It doesn't matter that you got stung by hornets and you got these big lips that are swollen. That sort of thing. When someone is that straight and honest with them, it works every time. It really does. We're humans, and that's what you have to try to portray. And if you're afraid of doing a video, get on there and say, I'm afraid of doing this. I hope I'm doing okay. And make it fun for yourself. Just make it fun. Just try it one time. You do that one step, and then the second one is easier. The challenge is always that one step. Take that one step. Try whatever you're afraid of. Get through the door, and you'll see how much easier it becomes for the second step.
Yes, for sure.
Face your feet, cross that line, whole new world open up.
There's no holding back.
Not at all.
So do you have any tips for people, how to deal with setbacks and, with frustration, and when they, come to that point where they actually think, oh, why am I actually doing this? It's not working. And, they almost come to the point of quitting?
Yes, you get to that point. It's actually not a negative thing. It's a positive thing. It means because you are trying, you are doing something, you're going to get to a point where you do get frustrated. That just means you're ready to learn the next level. So you have to face that and just say to yourself, okay, this is not a setback. I just have to try to talk to somebody how to put all this together. And at Browne University, that's exactly what we do. We hold your hand. You get to that point, and we are here to help you. We will put you on track. We will get you to that next step. Then you can be happy for a little while. When you hit the next roadblock, we do the same thing. It's almost like if you're not failing, you're not succeeding. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've heard that a lot throughout my life. You don't fall down, you're not trying to walk. It's the same thing with a business and who you are. If you're not getting to that roadblock and you don't know what to do, that means you're ready to learn the next step. So reach out to your upline, reach out to one of your coworkers, reach out to one of us in the university. We are here, pretty much 24/7 to help anyone at any time with any need. We are
Yeah, I think that's
available.
the point that you actually have the support network. Like in Browne University,
Hmm.
you know, we do this in a group environment. And I think this is the most important thing, that you can actually talk to people who can relate to that. Because I find, you know, people, you know, your partner, your husband, or your friends, they sometimes they can't relate to it because they're not doing it. They, you know, they don't have an idea of what you're doing and what you're going through. So if you find like-minded people that are
Right.
doing the same thing, it gets much easier
Oh
when you
yeah.
can actually.
It's a game changer. Right. And that's what's missing in so many other programs out there. You either have to pay a huge monthly fee, and even when you do, there's still, you might be able to email support and then wait for an answer and be down for a day. And then if you don't get the answer you're looking for, or something's not understood, well, you're down for another day or two to send in another, support ticket. We don't have that here. Sure, you can send in a support ticket, but who wants to do that? You know, it's easier to just inbox somebody and get that answer, get you back on track right away. And we're doing this
Yes.
free for all new students. I mean, it's a no-brainer. It's a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
Nowhere will you
Yeah.
find the program we have here. Yeah.
So, another question. Do you read any books at the moment, like personal development books, or do you have a favorite book?
I do have a favorite one. I always get the title messed up, but it's The Millionaire's Handbook. Don't ask me the author at the time. I'll have to go and look. Oh, it's a funny last name, so I always mess it up. But it's such an easy read. Um, Great topics, great inspirations. I personally have I've got a bookshelf full of all those sorts of books that at some time during my life, especially because of my dad, I've been introduced to all those behavior things and have learned how to deal with and do these things. It's second nature for me. But for those who are not, any of those leader books that can help and guide you and encourage you as to what you need to do, who you need to be, and how to be that person. Anything that you can pick up along those ways, or you can follow leaders. I love Grant Cardone or Tony Robbins. I mean, there's so
Yeah.
many people out there. If you're not much into reading, go and follow and listen to, some of the things that they're doing. Don't join any of those programs that are going to put a hole in your pocket, but they're
Yep.
great to listen to,
For
and
sure.
even yeah, right? And even if you have a question about something that they're teaching, you can come back here and say, what did he mean by this? We're here to answer those questions. It's just, we're an open book for people to learn and to figure out
Yeah.
what they're doing and what they need to do to succeed.
Yeah, that's what I find as well, that people, you know, they ask themselves, do I really have to spend thousands of dollars in courses and stuff? And I always say, you know, there's so many free resources out there, and you can follow so many leaders and stuff for free. And you don't have to spend like $5,000 on a mentorship course, you know, which is when you're
Right.
first starting out. Maybe, you know, later on when you get really, you know, at a higher position and you want to have high ticket, you know, coaching and stuff, that's a different story. But when you're first starting out to learn the basics, you don't have to spend, you know, thousands of dollars.
No,
It's
not at
just,
all. It's a way. Yeah, there's just no point to it. And the people will have those programs. You're not necessarily going to get to speak with them direct. It's one of their, you know, workers. and then they're
yeah,
just there thinking, I can give them 15 minutes and then get off the clock. And so you just get general topic information. You don't get any heartfelt, really one-on-one information with how you need to approach something. Because again, everybody's different. People, they all learn different ways. We all have our own systems. And again, that comes down to, your personal branding and understanding other people, and being able to help them no matter who they are. You've got to understand the people that you're working with.
I actually found a cool website. Actually, one of my mentors recommended it to me. It's called 16 Personalities, I think. And then you can do like a test, and then you can find out which personality type you are. And you can also look at all the other personalities. So it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people need to realize that well, how they think or how they approach people is sometimes not how other people approach stuff, and that's really making a difference when you understand that other people might work differently to yourself.
Right. This is something that, just because of my lifelong life and things I've been through, that I have always been able to relate to so many different types of people. It's like, I don't know, it's like I have this chameleon inside me. And I think it's just because of my lifelong worldly experience, and I've had so much, when people really know about everything, it's like, how did you survive through all that? I said, because I knew there was a reason.
You went through so much. It's incredible.
Yeah, and it has made me into that chameleon. And the issues that I had with my head, not knowing that I had this ischemia in it that, kept me from learning the way others do. I go about it a different way. And I only found that out as an adult. But I think in my younger years, because of it, I watched people. I really, really intensely watched and learned how other people were reacting to other situations. And I think that's what had made me so much of a chameleon, why I can relate to so many different topics and situations with people, that in a way, it's been a blessing.
Yes.
Because I can relate to so many different levels for so many different experiences that other people have. Been there, done that. But yeah, matter of fact, when my first husband died, I had a fear of even going into a graveyard at that point. So it was really hard. I had to get over that, and it was terrible for me. But I actually wound up working at that graveyard because I was going to get over it, and I could be kind of close to my husband. And I worked there for a year or more. I can't remember exactly, but I remember seeing. Yeah, I remember. Well, back up a little bit. I did so well there because I could relate to people who have lost a loved one. And I had lost mine, just either that same year or the year before. And, we'd all cry together.
I can't hear you. Okay.
You can't. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, I got to a point where I didn't have to do that anymore. At the last funeral I had to stand at, I went outside and just looked up and realized, Father, I'm healed. I'm good. I can go on now. So it got me over that. I think it was from that point on is I realized that every bad experience only turned around to educate me and give me more wisdom and help me to grow. So from that point on, all the things that would happen to me, I always take them as a learning experience. And it always seems to turn around because of them. I can help someone else. So I've really have quite a unique background when it comes to relating to people and knowing how to relate to them, and even just human behaviors, the whole 9 yards. I had that practically shoved down my throat by my dad, and he was known worldwide. I mean, he was a very famous man within his own right. And I think he was kind of one of my greatest teachers in life, learning his wisdom and him making sure that I understood it also. So
yeah, that was pretty good that you got early on all these principles and things. That's really good.
Yeah. Well, it didn't think so at the time, but but now I'm very grateful. I can actually use everything in something good to help other people. which is the one thing I've always
Yeah.
loved to do. And all these tools are enabling me to do that. And I just love it. I am thrilled to death with where I am in this school. And I see the vision of it. I see how far it's going to go. I know this thing is going worldwide, and I'm ready. How about you, Jenny? Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready as you can be.
Right?
That's the cool thing about online. We can help so many people.
Yes, yes. So we have so many groups that y'all can join when you come in. We even have the branding YOUniversity coaching group. Every week we're in there answering questions for people. Matter of fact, I have to run that one tonight. Okay.
Yeah.
I have to not.
So everyone who has any questions, Carol is running a Q&A session now at 7:30 in the Browne University coaching group. So if you're already a member of Browne University, you can jump into the coaching group. If you're not a member, just reach out to Carol, and she will plug you in, and you can attend the session and ask any questions you might have about online marketing, branding yourself, network marketing, everything you might have any problems with.
Right.
So,
and if we can't answer a question, by gosh, we'll find the answer for you.
We'll find out.
We'll do our darndest. So, thank you very much for this, Jenny. This was wonderful. Sorry, we had some sort of issue with our phone. It was weird, huh? Yeah.
Right?
What did you say?
All right, guys. If you have any questions now, just let us know. Just put them in the comments, and we got another 2 minutes, and we can answer them if you have any questions now. And
can't see them all exactly because I don't have my specs on. So
yeah, I have to figure out when you went. Did you get that invite or like add another person window?
Yes, it said to, choose someone to add, and then another little thing came up that said to connect the two of us. It was a 2-step process. Did you not have that? I had that.
Now it was gone. I don't know. I have to figure it out. Maybe I have to install the app again or something.
I don't know. I had problems when Nadia and I did one not too long ago that was just crazy. She couldn't get me on either. Let's say I was interviewing her. It was the opposite problem. So I think it's just hit or miss.
Yes.
Cell phones.
All right, guys. If you don't have questions, then we might wrap it up here and let Carol go over to the coaching group to do her Q&A session.
Yes, thank you.
All right, Carol, thank you very much for coming in.
Oh, thank you for having me. Thank you all for coming.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys. I hope you got some value, and we'll see you around. All right.
Thank you. All right, bye.
Thank you. Bye.